I still don't have an intro, but welcome back, Superfly. You read the title by now, obviously. Let me go ahead and we just gonna get straight to it. I got my notes over here. I got my little tropical smoothie. I didn't get like a kid size. They ran out of big cups. And anyways, so this was like summer 2017. I had at the time my mom had a job in South Carolina. I live in Georgia, and she had a house out there, and she had this house here. And I was just staying at this house while she was working in South Carolina, so she would basically be here like twice a month. And with me being 17 and irresponsible, I was doing a lot of stuff. Basically, I had like this like small group of friends. We'd always, we'd be just doing stuff, just because, like I had a house to myself and all that. And we just did stuff that we shouldn't do, which is why I got into the situation that I was in said story. So basically how this ended up starting off, one of my homies, my homie Jalen, hey Jalen, he was invited to the movies by this girl that he was like talking to or whatever. And it was like a bunch of her girlfriends that were going to be at the movies too. And I was like, me trying to flex and like impress people who I didn't really care about. I was like, hey, let's just have a movie night at my place. They could all come over here. And that was like the worst decision I made in my entire life. So after I pitched that idea, I find out none of them have cars. They're all being dropped off at the movies by their parents. So that should have been a red flag by then, because obviously they're gonna lie. I get to the movies and I see them all outside. And I see the girl that Jalen's talking to. I'm like, hey, she's kind of cute. Look at you, Jalen. You go, Jalen. And then I see the rest of them. I was like, oh, you didn't tell me about all that. I felt like I was kind of set up. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have got pictures of the rest of them before, I told them they could come to my house and whatnot. But they walked into the car now. It's a bit too late for all that. I mean, technically, it all works out still in the end because it was 5 of us dudes in total, and it was 5 of them girls. So I had to, mind you, I had to pack all 5 of these girls into my car. So, I'm getting mad about it just talking about it again. Like you don't. So we get to the house. I got a smart TV. I turned on Netflix and put on like some horror movie. It was trash. And I'm sitting in there, Jalen sitting in there, and my other homie, who's also named Malcolm. My name's Malcolm, by the way. His name's Malcolm too. He's sitting in there with me, and all 5 of the girls are in there. The other 2 making music in like one of like the bedroom closets or something. The movie's going. He's all like cuddled up with his thing. I'm just like sitting on the side, pretending to be interested in the movie, pretending to be interested in whatever these girls are talking about. I gotta add, because like I did sort of just like throw them under the bus and like halfway call them ugly and not call them ugly. Their personalities didn't help it either. They were just rude. They were just like super rude. Like I'm getting angry. I am getting angry. After, I deal with maybe like 2 hours of these girls just in my crib, just stanking the place up, I end up having to drop them all back off at the movie theater where they're supposed to be picked up by their parents and whatnot. And this is where things get not so good, because apparently after I dropped them off, they ain't have rides. They ain't have rides except for like 1 or 2 of them. And that means I had to go back and pick the rest of them up and take them all home after I just dealt with them. It See, at the time I was 17 and like none of my friends had cars. I was the only dude with a car, and everybody just piled up into my car, and all of us were broke and nobody had gas money. I was selling condoms to be able to afford to do the stupid things that I did. Yes, condoms. I go to get these girls, and my other homie Malcolm, he's like, I'll come and join. They're like, I don't have anything to do over here. So I was like, all right, cool. And yes, I did just like leave them, like the other dudes, just in my house vacantly because I'm irresponsible. So I get my homies in the front seat, and I get the other 3 girls into the back seat. And once they get in, they're like, "We're hungry. We want a Waffle House." I'm just like, oh my God. So I go to the Waffle House. It's like right up the street from the movie theater. And they take like a smooth 10-15 minutes doing that. And then one by one, after that, they're telling me like all the addresses of like where I need to go and like the quickest way to get there, blase, blase. So I drop one girl off. I start to go to drop off the second girl. She said something slick. I said something slick back. Then like it started turning like this weird back and forth thing. I don't even remember what was said because like I didn't care about the words that came out of her mouth. And after that, the main girl, the one that was with my homie, she's like, like, thank you so much for doing this and like dealing with them, and like charged me like $15 gas money, which is like, at the time for me, that's like $1 million. I say thank you, and then at like the most inconvenient time ever, one of the homies back at the crib calls me, and he's like, I need you to do me a favor. And I'm like, what could you possibly need from me right now? And he's like, it's my homegirl's birthday. Go buy her an Oreo McFlurry. Go buy her an Oreo McFlurry. Go buy her an Oreo McFlurry. Now, why the... So I make a stop at McDonald's and I pick up 2 Oreo McFlurries, one for her and one for her friend that was over at her house. And then I'm on, mind you, it's like 11 something, like it's late. Like McDonald's is about to close in like half an hour by the time I got there. So all of this was just like a huge inconvenience to me, and nobody gave a damn, and that's why I'm complaining about it now. Everybody who was involved, I hope you see this. So from there, I'm taking the last girl to her place. We're going by, like, it's dark, it's late. We're going by all these like trees and stuff, and I'm in the south, so I'm afraid of deer and whatever else running up into my car. Well, in front of my car. And we get into her neighborhood, and she's like, I'm gonna show you where to stop so you don't have to, get caught into, like seeing my dad or anything. And like, I'm thinking, since I can just stop up the street, yeah, that's fine. I won't have to deal with anything. Then I can go drop these Oreo McFlurries off, and my night can be over, and I can cry myself to sleep in peace. We get into the neighborhood. She tells me to stop at this, like stop sign, like this, like up the street from her house. And I'm like, all right, bet. So I stop the car. I let her get out. And then like in the distance, I see another car start up. I'm just thinking, oh, somebody's like running to the gas station or something. I don't know. I go straight and I go to the nearest cul-de-sac, and I just start to make a roundabout and head my way back to where I came. And this car that had stopped, this car that had started up at the end of the street starts just booking it, like straightforward booking it. And I'm thinking, maybe they're in a rush, they gotta buy plan B or something, I don't know. And then this car just veers in front of me, stops completely. And I slam brakes, and I'm like, something ain't right. Something is not right here, and I'm not happy. I put my car in park, and I see this like Arabian dude in his like 40s or 50s get out of the car, and I'm just like, am I gonna die? Like, I don't. I was shook. He gets out of his car. He walks over to my car. I roll my window down. Matter of fact, let me just reenact it for you. So I'm just sitting here, pretending to be cool. I'm not panicking. Get out of the car. What you mean get out? Get out of the fucking car! This nigga started grabbing me, and like I'm over here like trying not to pee, like I'm so fucking scared. I like get out of the car, and he's like holding me by the shirt, and he's got like some like it's like something out of a garage, like some sort of tool, and it was sharp, and he's like holding it to my damn face, and he's got like my other homie like by the shirt too, because he got out of the car, and he's like, I need to stop doing the accent. I sound racist. I'm gonna get canceled in my second video. He's like grabbing me by the shirt, and he's like, you think you're a tough guy, huh, sucker? And like I'm trying not to laugh because calling somebody a sucker is so lame. Yeah, like in the moment, like I'm still scared. I'm still, like what is this dude gonna do? And like he like looks at me and he looks at my homie and he's like, if I ever catch both of you or either one of you around my daughter ever again, I will kill you. And I'm just in my head, I'm just thinking like, I don't even know this girl's name. Like why me? Why none of this is my fault? Mind you, she didn't say anything like that whole time. She was just like sitting there watching it, like as he threatened both of our lives. From there, we get back into the car and we just look at each other and we're just like, we still gotta deliver these Oreo McFlurries. So we start to we get out of the neighborhood. I'm booking it because they're like halfway melted as is. So I'm trying to make this delivery quick and easy. Then a deer runs in front of me. Oh, a deer runs in front of my car. I hit it. I like hit like the back of his little ankle. He kept running. I don't know what happened to him after that. But from there, like I started to get even more pissed. Because I did not deserve any of this. I shouldn't have been involved in it. So from there, after the whole deer situation, I have to drive like another 15-20 minutes across town to get these halfway melted McFlurries to this girl's house for her birthday. And we finally get to girl's house, and one of them comes outside, and I proceeded to tell her about me almost dying just to deliver her $2 worth of shit. And after me saying all that I said, I hand her the Oreo McFlurry, and she goes, they're melted. I almost so I'm making my way home, and in my head I'm just thinking like the whole time, none of these dudes better say a word to me when I walk in, because I just went through all that for God knows why, and none of them have cars. So in like a couple hours I'm gonna end up taking them home after I dealt with all this. And so I walk in the house. I don't say anything. I just go to my room, lay down on my stomach, and just let out a nice big scream. It's been 4 years, and I'm still pissed about it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's funny, but like it's not. And So after a while, they're like, like what happened? Like, what was the whole issue? So I proceeded to tell them everything from the attitudes of these females who I didn't know, me almost getting stabbed over a female I didn't know, and me getting a complaint about an Oreo McFlurry from another female that I didn't know. Am I a simp? She had DM'd, yeah, she had DM'd my friend and told him that she was very sorry, which I mean really didn't amount to much, but she said it, so I can't complain too much, I guess. And then from there, the situation was just about done. I've seen her one time since. I literally just found out what her name was, like maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, and it's that's the end of the story, I guess. Uh, God damn. Like, comment, subscribe. Basically, I had like this like small group of friends. We'd always, we'd be just doing stuff, just because, like I had a house to myself and all that, and we just did stuff that we shouldn't do, which is why I got into the situation that I was in said story. So basically, how this ended up starting off, one of my homies, my homie Jalen, hey Jalen, he was invited to the movies by this girl that he was like talking to or whatever, and it was like a bunch of her girlfriends that were going to be at the movies too. And I was like, me trying to flex and like impress people who I didn't really care about. I was like, hey, let's just have a movie night at my place. They could all come over here. And that was like the worst decision I made in my entire life.